Hi, Missy Ann here from Missy Ann Fit, and tonight I'm making green chili. We've been making holiday cookies all day, so this is just like a quick, easy dinner where you don't have to do too much stuff ahead of time, and it really cooks up really fast within 30-40 minutes. So it's been a great way to end our busy day, and I know it's a busy time of year, so I thought this would be a great one to show everybody. Our ingredients are rotisserie chicken. I already cut that up, so that's here. And we have tortilla chips, which we ground in the grinder and with some cilantro, some fresh cilantro. And I've already chopped up a jalapeno, white onion, and I had a yellow squash in the fridge, so I used that. Sometimes I use frozen corn as well. That's a really good vegetable. I'll be adding black beans. We'll be using chili powder and cumin and green salsa, which I got in the grocery store, and some organic chicken stock and some limes. You can also add a bottle of beer. That's an option. I originally got this recipe from Rachel Ray's 30-Minute Meals. This is kind of an adaptation of her green chili and just kind of making it our own here. But if you want to save some calories, you can add the beer or not. I mean, it does burn off, so that's really up to your preference. So what we're going to start with, I just use my pot, and sometimes I use a crock pot too if I'm making it all day, but today we're just using it in the pot on the stove because the kitchen's been busy all day since we've been making holiday cookies. And I just kind of coat the bottom of the pan with some extra virgin olive oil and let that heat up. So while that's heating up, I'm going to actually get my black beans ready and get the can open, because just want to open that can and drain the beans and rinse them so that they're ready to go in. Just going to rinse those in the sink. Doesn't take long. Black beans are really good for you. It's a nice veggie to add to your chili. So I'll just let those sit in the sink for a few minutes while we're waiting for the oil to heat up a little bit. And I'm also, while I'm waiting, going to pop open the green chili. And this chili has a little bit of a kick, so if you like it, a little bit of a kick makes a big difference. Open the chicken stock, use the whole box of chicken stock. And when I was prepping this, when you take the jalapeno, you basically want to scoop the seeds out, because the seeds can make it really spicy. So you really want to scoop the seeds out because jalapenos have quite the kick, so you want to be careful with that. And as I said before, if you've watched any of my other videos, I absolutely love this tool. So the first things you put in are the chopped jalapeno and the chopped onion in the olive oil. So you get those ready, get them in the pan. And put that in there. The great thing about this too is you know exactly what's going into your chili, because we all know a big part of eating healthy and fitness is a big part of it happens in your kitchen, and making sure that you're eating right, and it's nice to know what's going into your food. So we're going to let that heat up a little bit, and we'll add some pepper, some ground black pepper. Let me just get out my new favorite pink Himalayan salt, which just has a really nice flavor to it. And then I don't even measure it because it's really what you like. I love cumin. We love it in our house. My kids eat this too. So I just kind of coat the onion and jalapeno with the cumin. And chili powder, that's going to be how spicy you like it. We like a little bit of kick, so put a generous portion of chili powder in there. Just kind of mix it around so everything's coated. And you just want this to cook until the onions get almost clear. You can also I've used red onion before, yellow onion. I happen to have white onion in the pantry, so that's what I used this time. Red onion just makes it look a little more colorful, which is really fun. So we just want that to cook up for a little bit. And we'll just wait for that to cook. So once the onions have cooked for a little bit and they get that clearness to them, you're going to add the liquids part to the chili. So you're going to take the jar of the green salsa and just dump it in, which is really easy. And you're going to take the box of chicken stock and also dump it in, the whole box. What I also like about this meal is everything's in one pot. Easy cleanup. I'm not washing a lot of dishes. The chicken's already been made ahead of time, so this is one of my easy night meals. And this is when you would also add a bottle of beer if that's what you want to do, but you don't have to. It's optional, so we're just going to let that all come together, stir that around. Our liquids have been added. And I'm, again, making this for a family of 6. That's a pretty good amount. And then what we do is I add the vegetables. So I'd already cleaned the black beans and drained them. So we add that to the liquids. You can also do frozen corn if that's what you have. That's a good one to add also. But I happen to have a yellow squash in my fridge. And it adds a nice color, chops it up really fine. We're adding it to the chili. So you get all those good vegetables in there. Because again, like I said, a big part of fitness is knowing what's in your food and your fuel in your body. And then this is the cut up chicken from the rotisserie chicken. If you didn't want a rotisserie chicken, you could certainly bake some chicken ahead of time and then cut it up into chunks and put it in. You could also do ground turkey or ground chicken and cook it ahead of time and then put it in later on. But the rotisserie chicken's a nice option if you didn't have time earlier in the day. Pick one up in your store and just add it. And now you're going to put the flame, you're going to have a low flame, put the lid on and let that cook and come together for about 10 minutes or so, because the chicken's already cooked, so you just want the flavors to come together. And then what we're going to do in a little bit is once this is cooked and bubbled up a little bit, we're going to add in the ground up chips with the cilantro, and that kind of thickens the chili so it's a little bit thicker. And then before we serve it, we add some lime juice. So we'll just give this a few minutes. We've been letting this cook and come together. So now, as you can see over here, it's all bubbling and it looks really good. I'm going to give it a stir. We added all of our chicken and vegetables in there, and it came to a boil. And I had already prepared probably about 2 cups, maybe 3 cups of tortilla chips with some fresh cilantro chopped up and put it in the chopper, grind it up. So it kind of looks almost like a breadcrumb kind of consistency. And this, when you add it to the chili, is what thickens it up. And I just stir that in and turn the heat down a little bit. And you can see as I'm stirring it, it gets thicker and thicker. And that's what gives it that nice, hearty thickness and really delicious. Okay, I'm actually going to turn that onto low. And then for the final step is what we do is I have 2 limes here, and I have just the microplaner. I believe that's what it's called. I think that's the technical word. I'm not really sure actually. I think I just made that up, but that's okay. So I'm going to take this and put zest of the lime because it's really yummy. Just kind of scrape it along, and it just kind of takes the rind of the lime, and it adds a really nice flavor to do that. And I do that with both limes. Oh, it smells so good. I love the smell of the fresh lime zest. There's a nice fresh flavor to it. And then you take those limes and you cut them in half. And you squeeze them into your chili. It's a good workout for your arms too while you're making your delicious, yummy chili. It's actually a perfect meal for tonight. It's a little bit cool here tonight, so I'm really looking forward to enjoying this. I just want to squeeze all that fresh lime juice in. And I have one more to go. Like I said, it's a nice, good workout here. Get that fresh lime juice in. Almost done. Okay, and stir that. And what's nice is everybody enjoys this, and you can then put some chips in a bowl on the side and serve it with a few chips to crumble on top. And what's neat is when you want to heat it up after, if you have any left over, sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. If you have any left over, you can, when you put it back on the stove top to heat it up, you can always take another box of chicken stock and add a little bit to kind of loosen it up a little bit, and it just heats it up the next day, and it's a really good lunch the next day. It's actually one of my husband's favorites as a leftover. My kids too, my girls in particular, take it to school sometimes to have it the next day. But again, the green chili, you know what's going in your food. It's a big part of fitness and eating well is preparing your own food and knowing what you're eating. So I hope you enjoy this recipe, and please feel free to comment and come again soon to see what we're making next. Thanks. Bye.